Bonjour, Tanse, Kwekwe, Ani, Gabrielle Fayant Indigenous Cause, Fishing Lake in Donjaba, Anishinaabe Aki and Donji, Makwado Dam. So as mentioned, my name is Gabrielle Fayant, and a lot of people call me Gabby, so feel free to call me Gabby. And so I'm originally from Alberta, and my family comes from Fishing Lake Métis Settlement. And I'm also Bear Clan, and I currently live here on unceded, unsurrendered Algonquin territory, which is really, really important to identify. So I'm gonna sing you two songs. Well, I might maybe, yeah, I'll sing you two songs. So bear with me. I'm still getting over a cold, and also I went to Toronto recently to do some work with our organization, A7G, and I had this really rough plane ride. My ears popped, and I had a cold, and I'm still getting back to normal. And so I said to my partner and a few other people that bears just aren't meant to fly. So one thing you'll notice, or maybe you haven't noticed yet, but a lot of our songs, if we were to put them into the music world, into mainstream music, they would actually be covers. You know, so these songs come from some of them come from long journeys through long family stories. Some of them are new also. But this song will definitely be, I guess, what you could call, quote, a cover. So this song comes from Delina Trottier and Vera Cardinal. And the song is called Set You Free. And recently, we just closed the Walking with Our Sisters Memorial, which I was also involved in. And so I kept hearing this song, and I really wanted to sing this song during that ceremony and during that time where the lodge was set up there, but I didn't get the chance to. So this is the perfect opportunity for me to, it's kind of like a reflection of that entire event and that experience with Walking with Our Sisters. So how many of you actually went to Walking with Our Sisters? Oh, right on. Awesome. So you'll know that the ceremony and the lodge and everything that went into that was about those murdered and missing women. And so that's what this song is also about. It's about grieving. So the two women that made this song, they had just recently lost someone that was very close to them. So they made this song about that, and it's called Set You Free. So here goes. Way high, way ho, hey. Way high, way ho, hey, hey, oh. Way high, way ho, hey. Way high, way ho, hey, hey. Do I miss you? Yes, I do. I do anything for you, yeah, we are. But I'm going to set you free, hoping you'll come back to me, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, oh. Way high, way, oh, hey. 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 Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, oh. Do I Ya hey, ya hey, oh. All right, so I'm not sure what song I want to sing next, because that's that thing about those drum songs is they have a life of their own. So sometimes it's not up to us to decide or plan it out. And sometimes people get freaked out by that because you know how this our society works. You know, everybody's got to be at a certain time, at a certain place. And some of these songs, they just go at their own pace. Because this song that Josh just mentioned, this song is a new song. This song is one that I created with Josh and someone from Ottawa Rivers, one of the traditional speakers that makes a lot of the words for those songs, Greg Mikas. And so it was around that time where there was a photo campaign happening around missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls and two-spirited people. And there was a photo campaign called #AmINext. So did any of you in the room kind of see some of those photos? Yeah, cool. So Greg came up to me after and he said, "Okay, I made this song for you." I was like, "Okay." And then he gave me these words. And so the words go, "Ninstamna." Ninstamna means "Am I next?" And the words also go, "The one that you'll be looking for or the one that you'll be missing." And so that's what this song is about. And then at the end of the song, because our songs are prayers, and I take those prayers very seriously, I just kind of end it by saying, "I will not be next." And that's that prayer. But it's a lot of our songs are also they're calling out and then asking for an answer from our ancestors. So that's kind of about this song. So that's another thing about singing and singing in those drum groups it's really awesome when you have those people in that circle, because you support one another, you hold each other up. And so for me right now, I have that cold, and so if my voice was kind of cutting out, my sisters would back me up. They'd help me pick it up. So that's a really beautiful thing about our drum circles. They really do help us heal, and that is a form of our reconciliation within ourselves. I guess the last thing I wanted to mention is that, not all Indigenous people that live here in Canada have been able to pick up the drum, have been able to dance, have been able to let their voice out and stand up in front of a crowd of people. Not all of us are there. And we really have to remember those young people and even those older people that are still trying to heal, still trying to find their voice. We always have to remember that even though you have all been fortunate enough to hear these amazing speakers, these Indigenous speakers, that some of our youth, they're in really tough situations. They aren't able to come out to these events. They aren't able to listen to some of these amazing speakers and learn from them. They're on their own part of their journey. So even though you've been fortunate enough to know that knowledge, just always remember that you don't know where they have come from, and you don't know any more or less than they do. We all have to be at the same page in order to heal. So for myself as a Métis woman, it's a really good example, because I'm sure you've all learned about your own interpretation of what Métis people are, who Métis people are. And so quite often people will come up to me and start telling me about who I am, and that hurts. It's something we kind of laugh about in our own circles, but for myself or another Métis person, or even Ojibwe, Inuk, anybody who's trying to find themselves again, when you go up to them and you tell them who you think they are, but they might not be there yet, or they might have different teachings, it hurts. So just remember to be conscious about that as you continue learning, and that learning's for sharing, not to be on top of one another. So if my throat permits, I'd like to share with you one more song. And this song is, it's an honor song. And the reason why I'd like to share this song is that I think it's really important that we honor those people that have been victims and survivors of not just residential schools, but all kinds of colonial violence. Residential schools was a huge chapter of that book, but there's also, the 60s scoop, as Elaine mentioned earlier. There's the Millennium Scoop. There's kids in care today that are their culture is being stripped of them, and we have to remember them. We have to remember those women that are also victims of this colonial violence and systemic racism, that they're losing their lives and they're being treated like less. So this song, that's what this song is for them, and it's an Eagle song. So you can actually stand for this one. And if you know the song, please come and join me. I really appreciate that, These songs are for all of us. Oh, and then the other thing before we do this song, yay, Vicky's gonna come join me. The other thing is that after we do the last performance of today, I just asked that we do a closing song together. So yeah, cool.